Boys Club.
Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're World Star Hip Hop.
World Star Hip Hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club Podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me, and I'll sue.
Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is, it's just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag. Because I think that's where you'll find them. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Do we like how we look?
Oh, never better.
Never better. I actually absolutely hate my hair right now. I don't know what to do with it. It's getting so long, and I'm at a point where I'm like, I need to either cut it or color it. I need to do something.
You have great hair though.
I love my hair. I do love the length.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just bored.
Right.
I just need I think I need maybe not bangs. Every single time I say that, I'm like, I think every woman.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh fuck, that's 18 months of my life.
Because then you have to trim them and then I know a lot of women who trim their own bangs. Could never do it.
No, I couldn't do that.
That would be, yeah. I don't trust myself. A lot of people are messaging me going, "Oh, just dye it a funky color," which I would love to do, but it's a lot of maintenance.
Oh hell yeah, it is.
You know, ideally I'd love to do a black to purple ombre or something. I think that would be really I want to have purple hair at some point in my life. But mature purple hair.
Yes, no, I know what you mean.
You know?
Yeah.
Subtle purple hair.
Yeah, oh, there's ways of doing it.
There's ways, yeah. Yeah. I just don't have the money.
That's the thing is it is really expensive to maintain. I remember for a while I went through hot pink and blue and purple and all these things.
Oh, hell yeah.
And having it done in a salon and it just got to be just ungodly.
Too much?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Everyone has those things that they spend money on. For me, it's makeup. I put more money into makeup and skincare than I really don't give a shit about hair, and I do very little. I just straighten it.
Yeah.
I don't even use product.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's a constant struggle, hair.
It really is. That's why I got rid of most of it.
Honestly, I can imagine it makes life so much easier, though, having the shorter hair.
Yeah, and just long hair never really worked for me anyways. I was just never
I picture you with long hair.
Yeah, I mean,
How long was it?
The longest was when I was pregnant, it was down to here at one point. I just basically didn't cut it for my entire pregnancy.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of weighed me down and stuff.
It does. And that's the thing. I have I recognize this about myself. I have an oval face. So the longer my hair gets with no layers and stuff going on up here, the longer I look like horse leg.
I think there was a nicer way to say that about yourself.
It elongates my face. There.
Yes,
That's what I'll say. Horse leg.
Listen, some people need it more than others.
Right? Totally. Yeah, so I'll be as soon as my friggin' vacation pay for my old job comes in, I'm going to the salon.
Nice.
I'm gonna treat myself to a blowout.
Nice.
And I might just tell them to put me with somebody who's really good and just be, can you help me? Because you're gonna ask what do you want? And I don't know.
Yeah.
You just need to make it look better.
Yeah.
And less. Because I have a lot of hair too.
Right.
So the longer it gets, the heavier it gets.
Yeah, you need somebody to probably really go through and kind of trim some layers and yeah.
That's exactly what I need, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe some side bangs, because right now my bangs are totally grown.
Yeah.
out. There was a time that I used to do like wispy little bangs. I'm like, maybe I'll go back to that. I don't know. I should want something different. Like, I feel like I look back at my pictures, I'm like, my hair's always the same in like every single picture. And when I look at other people, I'm like, they go through these eras of hair. And I'm like, I've never done that. I should just do something wildly different. I don't know. Maybe I'll just shave it all off.
Let's start over. See what happens.
Britney Spears breakdown style. I'm gonna be honest. If I did that, I don't think people on social media would be shocked. They would be like, "That's what Sarah's going through right now." Went to the doctor, asked for antidepressants. And they wouldn't give them to me.
What?
And I felt like being like, "You should just go on my social media. You should just check me out online. Maybe you think I'm depressed enough." Then, ay, what a journey. Oh my gosh, everybody, we're back. We are back with another episode of the InTalksicated Podcast. This is your Halifax comedy drinking variety talk show featuring comedians and characters from the city and elsewhere. I have some out-of-towners on every now and then as well. But I'm here today with one of my favorite people from the Halifax Comedy Scene. She's the host of Comedy Hour at Beerley's. It's Catherine Robertson!
What's up? How we doing, everybody?
Welcome back.
Thanks. Nice to be back.
Episode number 2.
Yes.
And well, actually, probably even more because you've done the live streams.
Yes, I was trying to remember how many I was here for when on my way over here tonight.
Yeah, so you did.
At least 2.
You've done 2 live streams.
Yeah.
Because I remember you did the one that was a little more intimate with like Chris Holoff and Shannon.
Yes.
And then you did the first comedy live stream.
Yes,
which
with
was,
the wings.
Holy shit, that was a shit show of a time. Oh, that was so fun.
That was a good time.
And then you did your solo episode.
Yes.
And then you did the 15-hour live stream. So you've been, this is your 5th Intoxicated appearance.
Oh my.
Yeah. So welcome back.
Thanks.
I haven't scared her off. It's always a good sign when they agree to come back or they ask to come back. and you did, which I'm very happy for because you're one of my faves.
Oh, you're one of my favorites too.
In this comedy scene. This crazy little group of people we have in the Halifax.
Oh, it's weird.
So many characters.
So many.
But Catherine, welcome back. We are drinking whiskey, of course.
Of course we are.
Because what else would we drink?
Right.
With
Cheers.
Catherine. You rock the Canadian Club, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I was gonna say because I was trying to remember. I was like, I think that's what we had your first time.
Yes.
And that's your go-to drink, right?
Oh,
like when
absolutely.
You perch up at Beerley's, you're drinking whiskey and water.
Yep.
For the most part.
That's my drink.
I love it.
Yep.
Simple gal, straightforward.
Always found in either perch number 1 or perch number 4.
Perch number 1 is like the stools.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Perch number 1 being on the corner, right where you normally sit.
Yeah, by the door. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then perch 4 is where I sit for the show.
Right. Yeah. Where you're wrangling the comedians.
Yes. Yeah.
I fucking love it. So welcome back. And how was your summer? Because we haven't really talked about how summer's been.
No, we haven't. Summer was really good. It was really busy and it flew by.
Oh, did it?
Like,
yeah, no, I know. It always does.
Yeah, and it always does, but this year, like, way more so than any other year.
Yeah.
But I realized that, like, I spent half of August, like, traveling around and not really being at home more than, like, 2 days at a time. So I was like, oh, that's where it went.
Oh, that's probably, yeah, you did a lot of PEI.
Yep, I was in PEI twice, 1 week after the other. Should have probably planned that different, but I didn't.
That's okay.
Oh, it's not. I love it over there. But the second trip was for a show, and we left Halifax at 2 p.m. and drove over to the island for our show, and I arrived back in Halifax at 2 a.m. The next morning. So it was a long day.
That's a long day. Who did you do a show with Dan over there?
No, I was with Peter White.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Super funny. Yeah, no, we had a great time.
What's comedy like in PEI?
Well, that was
I don't hear much about it.
That was the first show I'd done over there in like 12 years. I know there is some cool stuff going on over there, but if only Brittany was here to tell us more, because she'd be the expert.
Fucking Brittany, why'd you leave us?
I know, I have her pepper plants though.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I've been following her adventures on Instagram. I'm just like, she's just such an interesting person.
Oh, she's delightful.
Just to be able to pack up it's so funny because I went over to her house like a couple days before she was about to take off, and I'm going to be honest, did not look like she had packed. I was just like,
which is weird because
like, what are you doing? You should be packing. She's like, oh, it's just really hard when when you're not accountable to anyone. I was just like, well, that's true. But still, Jesus Christ, girl.
You are still gonna have to leave eventually.
But she did somehow.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I view Brittany. I'm like, I feel like she's someone who, she's probably a procrastinator.
Yep.
But she gets shit done.
Yep. She
Like,
that
in her
fire
own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fire of urgency, I guess. Yeah.
Fire under the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So August was a vacation month for you. Did you get up to anything else exciting?
We did the typical Sandspit thing. Went to Moncton with my mom for 3 nights. So it was my mom and my daughter and I staying in the casino in Moncton. Which is
Same room?
Yep, sharing a suite, which was super cool. My daughter got to bathe in this massive bathtub, which she thought was absolutely amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like a
Living up.
jacuzzi tub?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know, she's getting big now, so it's like the first time in a while that I've seen her in a tub and like her head was barely above the edge.
That's adorable. Nothing like a deep tub.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, no, I couldn't blame her, but then like after she used it and like had like all of her gross child stuff all over, just like, all right, guess the rest of us are using the shower while we're here.
Yeah, one of those. I usually have those moments with me, even like where I'm like, I should wash this tub before I get in it.
Yeah.
And I've done that before. I'm like, I mean, it's just me. I don't know why. I think it's so gross. But I'm also someone who I like the idea of baths more than actually bathing.
Yeah.
Like I spend maybe 10 minutes, not even, in the tub. And like other people spend hours.
I find it like it just, you either, the water gets cold.
Yeah.
And then, oh, cool, I'm sitting in this cold
Cold,
water.
lukewarm water.
Or if I pour it hot enough, then I get too hot. And it's like, oh, this is fun, relaxing, I'm sweating.
I know. Like, why is this supposed to be relaxing? I'm sweating in here.
The only time I do it is if you are sick, ginger bath.
A ginger in the bath?
Yes, take powdered ginger, just like get the no-name packet stuff, and put like a quarter of a cup in your bath water.
I never knew about
And then
this.
it will, and make it as hot as you can. And the ginger will make the temperature hotter. And then you want to basically stay in there as long as you can stand it. And
Really?
it's like a detox, and it like causes you to sweat.
Really?
Yeah, warms up like your whole body temperature. So it warms up, like kills off the germs. And
I never knew this. I swear to God, I'm going to be like texting you for advice next time I'm sick, because that's, wow.
That's just one of Mom's home remedies.
I imagine it's also something about maybe the air too. Like you're breathing in ginger.
Possibly.
Maybe?
And then there is also something about if you do all those things and then you splash cold water, like a very quick blast of cold shower, especially on like your more sensitive bits, like your underarms and your lady bits.
Oh, really?
But there's something about the transition in temperature will help your immune system.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised how good of an immune system I have lately. I'm always on the cusp of a sickness.
Right. But it never happens.
But it never goes full blown.
You're lucky.
Like maybe once or twice a year.
You're lucky.
I think I am. But normally I get sick in the summer, which is bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst.
Like winter when everyone's sick, I'm like, I feel fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's just, I hate summer though, for many reasons.
So you were not loving summer?
I had a bad summer. Big time crazy depression.
That
like
sucks.
worse than winter, which this whole time I was like, okay, I'm very affected by the seasons. Everyone gets depressed in the winter, the weather, like it's seasonal affective.
Mm-hmm.
And then summer came and I was like, oh no, I'm just depressed all the time.
Does that make it better or worse?
I don't know what it was, but it's also the pressure of summer. Because I think there's a pressure to have fun, to be able to enjoy the weather, to like go on a vacation, to be like living your like hot girl summer life. And it's just like, I was just like not feeling it this summer. Like I had multiple weekends that were spent in bed.
Yep.
Just feeling depressed. Just the worst bout of depression lately. But I think I'm crawling out of it slowly.
Good. I hope so, yeah.
Well, I mean, when I say out of it, I know that I'll always be kind of here, but I'm getting better at dealing with it.
Yes.
And knowing what I need to do. But I think this summer I definitely kind of fucked off and I just let it take over.
Which can be very easy to do too.
So easy.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have, like, I think it's one thing if you have like a partner or like a daughter, like someone to like kind of make you get out of bed.
Yeah, keep on track for it.
Yeah, where me, I just have Mindy and like I would just get up to feed her and then go back to bed.
Mindy supports my lifestyle.
That said, pets do help with depression.
Oh, absolutely they do.
Yeah, they are like awesome to have, but they don't necessarily make you do errands like
No,
like
no.
people would.
No, a cat's very good at being like, oh, you want to stay here for the next 6 hours? I'll sleep too.
I'll sleep too, and we'll sleep together. We'll be buddies. We're in this together.
You'll live the way I live.
But yeah, no, I'm actually shocked that I didn't miss any podcasting over the summer because I thought I was going to there at one point. I was just like, oh, I just feel like so shitty. Like I don't feel like being social, which being
Right.
social to me was so much of my personality. And then when depression comes and you're just like, oh, I hate everyone. I don't want to talk to anybody. But then I always get here and I have fun. But it's
Yes,
just
because probably the
doing
being
it.
social actually, lifts the depression.
It does.
Getting yourself geared up to do it.
Is the hard part. Yeah.
I dig
Or
that.
do anything.
Yep.
Like go get groceries.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's what I've realized with depression. I'm like, it's when you find like little tasks feel so huge, that's when you know you're depressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As opposed to just sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like sad, you can still go and be miserable and pick out carrots or whatever. But like,
Yes.
yeah. No, but like, there's other situations like, because there's certain things that like my anxiety will still get triggered by.
Oh,
And
yeah?
then- oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
even like yesterday, like I was on the waterfront and I was like having this moment and just like staring off into space for a little while. And it's like Brent's trying to talk to me and like, you okay? Like he can tell I'm not okay.
Right.
And I'm like no. He's like,
I'm not, yeah.
oh, do you want to talk about it? I'm like, no, definitely not right now.
Yeah.
Certainly not here.
Yeah. Seriously though.
Yeah.
Do you find with your anxiety, is it more social or more, cause like I was talking about this with Vicky. I'm like, I think everyone has a mix of depression and anxiety at all times.
Yep.
Me, it's definitely more depression than anxiety because I feel like once I'm out and I'm around people, I feel better. But I know that like for a lot of people, it makes it worse. So like, how does anxiety manifest?
Yeah, it can
For
definitely be a social thing or also just like triggers of like things that bothered me in the past. Like
Oh, yes.
so like last night I was like down on the waterfront. I used to work on the waterfront. Hated that job. And then
PTSD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, I don't want to be here right now. And then we were there for the mac and cheese festival.
Oh, I want to talk about that too.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
You already know that my mood was not improved by the mac and cheese festival.
God, I just have so much to say.
But you know what? Domino's is always there for us.
Oh, God, love Domino's,
Right?
right? Always consistent.
Exactly.
Always inexpensive. Love the Domino's. Oh, man. So you went to Mac and Cheese Fest.
Yes, we did.
Tell us all about that.
Don't go. Just don't go.
Well, I think it's kind of around this idea of like Halifax doing these little festivals that are on paper look very exciting, and you're just thinking, oh, this is awesome. I love this one food.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and have many versions of this one food, and it's going to be amazing. When really, in the end, like, you're just paying a lot for a small portion of food.
And that's exactly what it was, but like comically so.
I know you posted a picture, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right? Like somebody else said to me, like, I've never been able to count the individual pieces of noodle. And I need to clarify, that was the full size offering.
And how much was it? So, for the listeners at home, like, can you hand size about how much it was? Like,
So my hand is like a small to average woman's hand. But if we took my 8-year-old hand, I think we could have fit the entire serving in her hand.
which is a small hand.
Yeah, just like that. And yeah, it was not good.
And it was so expensive.
It was so expensive. So like literally that was 10 tickets, which was actually more like $12.
Shut the fuck up for just that.
Yeah, and then the bottle of water would have worked out to like about $4.50, because that's the thing is when you get there, $10 is then only worth $8 in tickets.
What the fuck are they doing? I mean, I feel like even Rib Fest did it a bit better.
Well, that's what we were comparing it to, because that was the whole idea was, you know, because at Rib Fest, you could go down there and like, yeah, you can either sample it, or you could just, you know what, I'm going to go with this one and get a meal.
Get a meal, or you can go and get like a third of a rack of each one. Like, there's ways you could have done it. I mean, granted, it is still pretty pricey.
But you would have left full.
You would have left.
That's the thing. It was like, this though, it was like, oh my God, the food is so fucking terrible, and there's so little of it.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, it was really weird. Yeah, and just like we ran into Travis.
I saw his post and he was saying how the best mac and cheese was from Ribfest.
Yes. Well,
like,
and of course, you know how it is like when you run into somebody and they're still in the lineup waiting to get in.
Yeah.
You're already leaving.
Yeah.
Like very unhappy.
oh no! Did you warn him?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like you don't want to be a dick, right?
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
at the same time, it's like, well, but we're gonna go get some pizza. So,
Because we are starving still.
oh yeah, no, I mean that's just it. It's like, I mean, Ramona came home and ate 2 slices of pizza and a piece of cheesy bread, so like, she was hungry.
Oh my god, that's so disappointing. And it's also disappointing when you make a big day out of it. You're so excited.
Well, yeah,
hyped.
it was just like for the amount of money we ended up spending yesterday, it was like we could have picked just about any restaurant downtown that we wanted to go to, sat down, eaten with real forks.
Yeah, not plastic or wooden ones.
Yeah.
Was it at least nice out?
It was getting a little chilly, but it wasn't a bad evening.
Yeah.
You know, like I could see people like enjoying themselves. And if you didn't care that it cost so much, and like, you know, and like if you want
If
to go
money
down-
was no object to you at all.
sure, you could go and like crush a couple beers and wander around and be all right.
Yeah.
But it was so like the physical space was so small
Right.
that like by the time everybody lines up, like the lines are all like meeting in the middle where the tables are. Oh god, it was just it was chaos.
Me and Shannon at Ribfest got our ribs, and we actually left and walked down like further down the waterfront
Yep.
and found a table down there.
Right. See, and you know, here's the thing: if there had been more food in the container, it may have stayed warm enough long enough to make sense to go for a walk.
I can't believe this. I'm very glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
I'm very glad another depression for making me not go waste money. Because I knew about it, and I think my friends had talked about going, and then I just when I saw your post, I was like, I'm not going now. Fuck that.
No, it was like, you know, because I literally had come from the grocery store. And I was like, I swear to God, a pound of cheese is $4.88 this week. And you can get like the big family bags of no-name pasta. And that's the one you want for the mac and
Yes.
cheese. You don't want the fancy stuff. You want the
Just
garbage
no
pasta.
name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said that you make a good mac and cheese.
Yes.
Is there anything special that you put in it to make it just amazing?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
Other than like a fair bit of butter, to be honest.
Butter and cheese, really.
Yeah, and baked, and like I usually put some breadcrumbs on top. Breadcrumbs are not necessary. Sometimes you can make it on the barbecue.
Not necessary, but such a good touch.
Oh, I prefer. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe some crumbled up bacon on there.
Yes.
Oh, that would
Ramona
be so
doesn't
good.
understand putting meat in the. Yeah.
Oh, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Not yet.
We will get her soon.
Oh, yeah, we're working on it.
And Halloween's coming up, so we're both very excited for that. 'Cause
Yes.
We're both ladies who like to dress up. But on the subject of Ramona,
Oh, yeah.
you reached out to me with an idea for a podcast, which is so great because I was like, yep, I'm down.
I knew you would be.
So things have shifted
Yes.
for Ramona a bit.
Yes.
In terms. So do you want to tell the listeners
Well, yes.
what exactly happened to inspire this?
So a lot of learning has happened in our house in the last few months, and you know, so we had last time I was on here, we were talking about the kitten we had gotten,
Yes.
and then over the last few months, we've been talking about how great more kittens would be, and then that led to, you know, where do kittens come from?
Uh-huh.
So we explained very factually how cats make kittens, and she was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird, but okay."
How did you explain it?
Well, we were just very straight up, like, just like, well, you know how, like, you know, the boy cat has a penis, and she's like, yeah, they look weird, and I'm like, I know.
They really, really do.
and then we're like, yeah, and the girl cat has a vagina, and she's like, uh-huh. And they're like, so the boy cat, and then she's just like, oh, okay. And then she asked about dogs.
Oh, okay.
So then we had this exact same conversation about the dogs, and she was just like, okay. And so then I was like, so do you want to talk about people now? Because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, she's a pretty smart kid. I'm sure she's now piecing all these things together.
I love how she thought that it might have been different ways for different species.
I know.
That's
I know.
really, really.
I know.
That makes me like kind of happy in a way.
Well,
that
and
innocence.
Of course, we
you know?
will get to that though, because it is actually different for some species.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we now have a snail in our house.
Oh, the snail.
Yes, and all snails are considered hermaphrodites.
Oh, do they fuck them? What does that mean?
So it means they have both male and female genitalia,
Uh-huh.
and so they do mate with a partner, but they both can create like eggs, I guess, or whatever. But they one mating will make like 80 snails.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like double duty.
Yeah, but it's been great because it's been a good pronoun thing in our house because Slimy is they.
They. Yes, Catherine. Slimy is a they.
Yeah, so I was making very clear.
That's just, is that the name, Slimy?
She chose the name Slimy.
Also a very gender neutral name. Which
Exactly.
Is good. Yeah, it's not one way or the other. That's fantastic.
Yeah, now she's kind of like not quick because then she thinks Slimy should have a friend, which I agree. But she will name Slimy's friend Slimette.
Slimette, okay.
But also, that's fine though, because
That's okay.
as we also know, like some people are more femme, some people are more masculine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So there's a lot happening in her.
Wow. And then there's also a fish situation going on.
Yeah. So our fish is
Fish is gonna be the death of you.
Oh my god. I wasn't sure what I wanted to happen the other night. Like on the one hand, I kind of wanted it to just die. But unfortunately, I had to nurse it instead. And all of this came up about 40 minutes before I had to leave and go do my show on Wednesday.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the fish is sick?
The fish has caught a tank virus. Called ick.
Literally, is that what it's called?
Yes, ICH, pronounced ick.
Next time I don't want to go out, I'm going to say that I have a case of ick.
Do it. It's great. Basically, what it means is you have a little parasite in your environment. It's making your skin feel itchy, and it makes you feel irritated and sluggish, and perhaps you hide in your home.
Really?
Sound familiar?
I just didn't think people, I mean, that's it. I love all animals, but I had fish growing up,
Yes.
and I don't remember like ever really like, it was always just they were either alive or dead.
That is also what I recall when I was a child. That is definitely also what I recall. But right around the time that the topic of medicine for the fish came up, which does exist and is the cost of 2 new fish.
Did you Google this or did you find it out from a vet?
No, I Googled.
Okay.
We were Googling.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Yeah. And,
wow.
But luckily you can also treat this without medicine. You have to get a hospital tank. So it's the fish is in quarantine from its original tank.
Like a new tank, a new smaller tank?
Yeah. Because you also have to like keep performing water changes. And yeah. So yesterday I was almost late for a meeting because I had to get my fish out of the measuring cup it was swimming in and back into his hospital tank.
Oh my gosh.
I have so much more patience than I ever thought I would have.
But you probably hate your life while you're doing that.
Kind
But
of.
you still do it because it makes Ramona happy. Which,
Absolutely. It makes her happy. And
Yeah.
also, like, it's pretty easy to laugh at. Like, this is so insane that I'm doing this right now. It's like this poor, like, the fish is angry that it's happening.
Remind me again, what kind of fish is
It's a beta fish.
beta?
Yeah. So he has to live alone because they otherwise they fight with each other and eat themselves.
Yeah. Which is not far off from human males.
No. The other fun thing about it is, and it's really funny but sad to watch, is speaking of being like human males, is every time you clean his tank, the way that beta fish mate is the male fish is responsible for creating this little bubble sac section in the top of the tank where the eggs would be stored if they did mate. So even though he doesn't have a female, he has no mate, no friends. Every time his tank is cleaned, he starts making little bubbles.
Maybe this time.
Yeah.
Maybe this time.
I'm sure she's out there somewhere.
It's like when I shave, hoping to
Right?
get laid, and then I don't.
Right?
I still do it.
Right?
Just kind of hoping for it, and then it never fucking happens. It's my version of bubbling.
Yep.
That's so sad and
Right?
so fascinating.
I know, right?
I love learning about like little mating rituals of different animals. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, I find it very fascinating. And who knew that I would get to learn so much about fish and snails and various other mating things this summer?
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That friggin' fish.
I know. But all of these things, my child is perfectly fine talking to me about. And then when it comes down to people,
Yes.
she's just like, no, Mom, not today.
Didn't want to.
No, I'm going to go behind your back, talk to Nana about it instead.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Maybe it just got too real for her.
I think maybe.
Because she was then kind of being like, well, I came from somewhere. Well, what did you do?
Right, and as I've since learned, her reaction to this information is that I am the most disgusting person that ever lived. But my favorite question that she asked once she found out how and got around the fact that her father and I are the most disgusting people that have ever existed.
Deplorable.
Just, awful. But then, was Nana, if you want to have a second baby, does that mean you have to do it again? Ugh. And it was at or around this time she decided that she wanted nothing to do with babies or boyfriends.
Oh, wow.
And is going to live in an apartment with a cat.
That's going to change someday, though.
I'm sure it will.
But right now, it's great.
Oh,
that
yeah.
She thinks that.
I'm fine with her thinking that.
Because she might, during her female life, might go in and out of that.
It's true.
Like,
phases. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what might come?
Important question.
Yeah.
How did you learn about sex when you were younger?
So the first one was I was very obsessed when I was like 5 or 6 with renting this movie at the video store that was very clearly a little cartoon that was like all about what's happening to me. And it was this very age-appropriate animated discussion of this is where babies come from.
Yes.
And my father would always be the one to take me to the video store because my mother would often be working in these circumstances. And he kept putting it off and kept putting it off and kept putting it off until finally, like after months of this, I was like, no, Dad, like I really, really want this video. And he was like, okay. And my poor father, like we never got a chance to talk about this, but this poor man, like what a thing to like take on. And this is also the 80s. And he takes this video home. It's VHS. And my mom comes home from work at like 4 p.m. Dad and I are sitting in the family room watching this cartoon about like how sex happens. And she just walks in like, what's happening in my house right now?
Oh my gosh. Was that awkward watching it with your dad?
I think I was actually too young to even find it awkward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was.
I do. Yeah, because like your brain isn't putting together the social cues of like, this is weird. Because you don't know what it is. So you just do it.
No, it was a very like, mom and dad hug each other and they're special rubbing. Like,
oh my gosh. You gotta wonder like how videos have changed now. Like I'm hoping that they use correct terminology.
Oh God, I hope so. God, I hope so.
Because hugging is not what it is at all.
Nope.
Sometimes they don't touch you at all.
Yeah.
Or look at you. Sometimes they flip you around and push your head in the pillow and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can save that one till, high school at least.
That's very true. That's actually, you make a good point though, because I do think that, like, it should come in spurts, like the knowledge of what sex is. Because I feel like if their kids are given it all at once,
it's too much.
That's overwhelming, and you don't want them expecting things or thinking it has to be a certain way.
Yeah, or just because they have this knowledge, like now all of a sudden this is supposed to be part of their world when really it isn't.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm always thinking about, because I'm like, when I was younger, like, even like high school, like I didn't think anyone was banging in high school. Like I lost my virginity in grade 12. So I would say around 11, 12 is when it started being more of a thing.
Yeah.
But before that, I was like, no one was really like talking about banging or second base, third base. Like it was usually like just dance floor makeouts at dances.
Yeah.
That was the extent of like what I saw in schools. But I can imagine that now it's a lot different. Now probably people are getting it on a lot earlier.
That's what I understand,
crazy.
like from what I hear, which seems kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it does.
And like I have, I have a cousin who's like 17 now, but like I know what she's gone through in the last couple years.
Oh, really?
And, going on birth control at 15 after having a pregnancy scare.
Shit.
And, and this is the reality that's out there.
This is.
And, and so like, yeah, you can't pretend it's not going to happen. Like you got to be prepared instead.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Because how old is Ramona now?
Well, she's 8, but she'll be 9 in January.
Yeah.
And and she's a very emotionally mature, almost 9-year-old. So
very sharp sense of humor.
Yes, sometimes too much so. Yeah, but like so it's hard to but like the next step will be like she already has a book that I've given her that's basically it's called The Care and Keeping of You, and it's specifically meant for ages probably 8 to 11.
Okay.
And then there's a follow-up one that's like kind of the next level.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and she's been loving it, and it's funny because I actually find her in her room like different times. She's had it for a few months, and so it'll reappear here and there. And she's obviously like going back to it to like read about certain things. And
I love that because you're giving them the information.
Yeah.
And you're letting them take it in at their own pace.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than sitting them down being like, I'm going to talk to you about this and you're going to take it all in at once. Like, I kind of like that idea.
And to be fair, like that's pretty much what my mom did for me, because then after that video experience, when I was like, and like you say, everything's kind of happening faster. So I think I was probably more like 10-ish, 11. And my mom gave me, probably a similar book of its era.
Yeah.
And it was basically like, look, I know this is really awkward for you. But like, here you go. Take it in your own hands. Like, if you want to talk to me about it, you can.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to push you.
Yeah.
Which is way better, and Ramona was very receptive to that as well. I've definitely had a few moments where like I thought she was in bed asleep, and then she's like come and found me on the patio. She's like, Mom, can I ask you about something?
Oh, that's nice. So she is coming to you with questions.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah.
And is that book more sex focused or is it more puberty, like periods?
This is more
body
puberty,
changes?
body changes focused, and then I would
good.
expect that the further on in the series you go, I think it does get more into that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is like, okay, so you need to understand your body first.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I didn't even get a sex talk from my parents. Like, I literally just got the puberty period talk.
Yep.
They never talked to me. Like, I learned about sex from TV and my friends, honestly.
Yeah. Which is so typical for most people.
So typical. Unfortunately, and that's like the tricky part, right? With porn, the availability of porn. It's like these teenagers, unfortunately, might be learning about it through that, which is not accurate.
Not even close.
No. Those ladies sound like they're having fun, but they probably are not.
No, they're not. No, those are not tears of joy.
Tears. So what kind of so when she was learning about periods, what kind of questions did she come to you with? Like, were they very specific?
Well, it was mostly Mom, so like, do you like to use like tampons or pads? And then I basically explained how both worked, and she was like, I think I'll probably just want to use pads.
I love that because once she starts using pads,
like, okay,
she's gonna hate them.
Yep. But you'll see.
But good that you told her about tampons, because I don't remember being told about tampons.
Well,
when I was in the thick of puberty, it's almost like it wasn't an option.
Oh man.
And I actually didn't start using tampons until high school.
Well, same though. Same. Like
Yeah.
I knew they were an option, but I remember my mom being like, "You shouldn't use these before." Like, but then like they also they make teenage ones now.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
I just love when anyone does an impression of their mom. It's always like this grating, naggy voice. Like everyone's mom voice is so telling of like their relationship with their mother. Like you never hear someone be like, "Oh well, Catherine, like you need like even just then it's like a different. I don't even know how to do it. I can't. Ugh, man, periods.
Oh, aren't they great?
Well, good that you're preparing her for it, because for me, I wasn't prepared at all. Like I just got it, and then I had the discussion.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that being kind of scary.
Oh, it is. Do you remember your first period?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the situation?
I mean, it was scary enough, even though I already knew it was going to happen.
Oh, did you knew?
Yeah. Like by then I already knew what it was that was gonna happen. A couple of my friends had already gotten theirs. So it wasn't super surprising. And luckily it was like over summer vacation and I was at home. So
oh, nice.
None of that out in public embarrassing stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was still just this instant moment oh my God, what's happening to my body?
Right? It's so shocking at first.
Yeah.
Because you really don't expect it at all.
No.
Yeah, and you kind of think you're dying almost.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the first thing my mother did was go back out to the kitchen and tell my father. And then she's like, what are you doing?
That is, I don't know why people do that. That's so embarrassing.
Right?
But at the same time, it shouldn't be That's interesting though, because
'Cause
like
he
it shouldn't be shamed.
Yeah,
and
he
you shouldn't-
should just be fine with knowing that information.
Yeah, but I also am like, I wouldn't want like a party thrown for me either.
Oh God, no.
That would be very embarrassing. Congratulations! Welcome to womanhood, where everything sucks and things are only going to get worse as you get older.
It's gonna be awesome. Guess what? You think these pimples suck now? You can get them when you have gray hair.
Oh, for all the pimples. I
Yeah.
have a pimple on my eye socket right now, right
Oh,
here.
God.
Who gets a pimple in their eye socket?
I've gotten them like on my eyelids before though, and they suck.
Why the hell? I have a half-hour nighttime routine. I remove the makeup. I clean. Like, there's no reason that should be happening. Ugh, hormones.
See,
Fucking
that's
hate
not
them.
cool.
Yeah. And that's another thing I didn't know about. I didn't know that, like, you know, anywhere from 13 to 26, you're going to be fine.
Mhm.
And then this weird thing happens in your late 20s, early 30s, where it's just like acne and like a second puberty happens sometimes.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And then you get the like finally, and then at the end when you get through all that, then you get reverse puberty.
Yes. Menopause, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh. There's been times where I'm like, am I just going through it now? Because like I've stopped getting periods.
Mm.
And like I do get sweaty all the time. I'm like, are these ovulations?
Well, I hate to tell you.
What's happening? That maybe it might be.
Well, I know I'm certainly heading in that direction.
Are you really?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No, and of course, knowing the symptoms that my mother has dealt with in that period of her life.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was right after my 35th birthday, and I figured out one of the things is like I get really warm now. It's like
Yeah.
you know, and sugar will set it off.
Really?
And I explained this to my mother, and I was like, "Mom, do you think this might actually be what's happening to me?" Because like, you know, and she's like, "Well, I'm not sure." And we were at a restaurant, and she's like, "How about you go ahead and order the chocolate cake then, and you can let me know in the morning."
Whoa, Mom.
So we ate chocolate cake together, and it turned out I am, and she was right. And the cake was
Really?
delicious, and I was very, very sweaty for a long time after that.
Oh god damn. That's so scary. I don't
I
like
know.
that. It's so weird because like I always hear about like, oh, like you can have babies into your 50s now. And so like I think a part of me has always just been like, I have time in case that's what I want, which I have no idea if it is or not.
Yep.
By the way, like I'm just very much so like I'm neutral. I'm like not a yes, not a no. I can't find a boyfriend, so I need to figure that out first before I can decide
this
whether
isn't
or
the
not
first
I want
thing I want to
kids.
figure out, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm certainly not doing it. I hate being selfish like that, but I'm not doing it alone. Like, I'm not gonna.
No, that's fair.
do that. I don't want to be a mom. I do know a lot of women who like want to be a mom so bad that they're like, I will do it even without somebody. I will adopt her. I will. I'm like, nah. I need someone.
Oh, yeah, I mean, good on those people that feel that, like, that's what they want and they can make that work. But,
Yeah.
you know, that doesn't have to be everybody's goal, right?
Big time. And
And-
also, too, I don't know if I want to raise a kid in this bullshit world that we're in.
It's kind of gross.
It's kind
a
of
little
scary.
gross. Yeah.
Man, kids. What was my other? Does she know about like birth control yet?
No, we haven't covered that yet.
Yeah, that's still pretty young for that.
Yeah, although she does know that last summer her dad had to take a couple days off work, and he had to spend a lot of time with a bag of frozen peas after that.
Oh, vasectomy?
Okay.
Dang it!
And it was one of those things where we tried to be very like, look, Ramona, like you don't need to like, you know, it's just keep it.
This
to
is boy stuff.
Yeah, just keep it to yourself. And then, you know, and then it was basically like she kind of pieced it all together. It's like, you know, like, Dad had this thing, and like, Mom says that, you know, it's definitely just me now.
That's good. You will always be spoiled. You will
Yeah.
be the focus of attention.
Oh, she's already told me she preferred that anyway. And then I was
Hell
basically
yeah.
like, good, because that is exactly how that will be for you.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. So no more babies.
Yep. Nope. No more. No.
Yeah, one's enough.
Yep. Now, my neighbor next door the other day, not knowing any of this, he was out in his driveway with some guy he was working with, and I overheard them talking about their wives. Two young guys, neither of them have kids yet, both talking about how they want to have kids, but their wives are still like finishing their degrees and all this stuff. And then, so I'm like, this is the most adorable conversation in the world, because like if these were two like white 20-something guys, they would not be talking about this right now.
Right. They'd be talking about like video games.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he came to me, and then we're talking over the fence, and first he was like, yeah, he's like, I don't know why it's just like, maybe it's just not happening because it's not the right time. Like maybe God sees how busy I am with my business or whatever. And I was like, sure, absolutely, and that's, whether you believe in God or not, like just being able to like simply say like, okay, maybe the universe knows something I don't,
Right.
It's a reasonable thing to say.
Yes.
And then I just basically said, like, hey, well, the universe, we didn't know, but the universe knew apparently we needed Ramona. And and here she came. So, things will happen when they're meant to happen.
So true.
And then he's just like, yeah, now she just needs a little sister so she has somebody to play with. And I'm like, no, that is definitely not going to happen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
no.
of course he doesn't, it was all very friendly conversation anyway. And then, and then I was like, look, remember what I said about that whole, the universe gives and you should just be thankful for what you get?
Yes.
Let's just leave it at that.
Let's just leave it at that. I don't like it when people make assumptions about whether or not someone's having kids or gonna have more or like
yeah, you don't know.
I feel like just don't say anything.
Yep. Yeah. Well, 'cause that's the thing is you never know like what other people are dealing with.
You
right?
truly never know.
Yeah.
And you can be curious. I'm actually curious about a lot of people. I'm like, I wonder if they'll get married, have kids, like, and I assume that that's a talk couples have.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just come. Feel like in your
Exactly.
case. Go back to Catherine's first episode
Yes.
and hear about that.
This will all make sense.
Oh man, gosh, it's just so. It is something that I'm always thinking about as a woman, though. I'm like, what would I do? What? And I just truly don't know because I'm not in the situation yet.
Yep.
And there's no way to know.
Well, and that's the thing. I guess I would say is having gone through that situation myself. If you had asked me before that, I would have had a completely different answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I regret nothing that is,
Yeah.
everything that's happened has been the way it was supposed to happen.
I love it. And you really won the child jackpot with her.
I feel we did get pretty lucky. She's a pretty good kid.
Yeah. Damn good.
Yeah.
Damn good. So what are your plans? So obviously she has the book about periods.
Yes.
That's good. She's coming to you with questions. Great. What's your plan going forward? Like, is it going to be a similar thing? Like, will you just give her another book about maybe sex and birth control? Like when that time comes? Because that time isn't quite yet.
No, but it's closer
Soon.
than I would care to admit, I mean, I hate to say it, and too, like knowing that, it's difficult for public school to really offer anything reasonable in the form of that education. I would, I'd rather bite the bullet and have some awkward conversations in her bedroom.
Because I'd be curious to know what schools do for sex ed, like specifically for not even just like the biology side, but like talking about like consent and masturbation, which is when I was learning about it wasn't a thing.
No,
actually, no, it was for guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Not for us.
No.
And I think that it was always phrased like, to get into their system, guys will do this every now and then.
Oh, completely. Yeah. Never acknowledging that there's anything more to it than that.
Seriously, though. So I'd be curious if schools would do that. But I mean, I think that they should be, especially at young ages where kids are dating younger now and parties happen and underage drinking happens. And it's a scary world. So advocate, especially for females, like advocating for like agency in terms of like sticking up for yourself and like saying no when a guy makes you uncomfortable or like getting out of the, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah, like those things matter almost more to me than the actual ins and outs of it. Because, I mean, let's be honest, like the ins and outs of how things work, some of that you just figure out through trial and error anyway. Like,
sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't.
You'll figure it out.
Sometimes you need lube, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes two people just don't fit together in the right way.
Yep, that's very true.
Yep.
And I think that's just the reality of sex. And I think the more real we tell kids like that sex is, like, it's not like the movies. Nothing's going to be perfect. It's going to suck for a long time.
Yep.
And then it will get better with time and the more comfortable you are. Like things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to be in for it.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have lots more of these gray hairs.
Has she ever caught you?
Amazingly, no. I'm shocked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Had close calls.
There's been a couple close calls, but I think the distinct advantage of living in a small house, and she's not the quietest person, is that like there is usually like a 3-second warning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like there's definitely been a couple of like awkward, just like, hey buddy, what's that? Just go, great, okay, turn the light off, good night.
I love that. Well, that's good. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Keep it that way.
Yeah, because that would probably trigger a lot of questions.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that she seems like a curious kid, so she would probably talk your ear off after that.
Oh, and that would seal the deal on us being horrible and disgusting, I'm sure.
I wish I was more horrible and disgusting. I'm the cleanest person that Ramona would ever meet. So clean.
She also didn't understand why it would be different if her father got a unicorn onesie to match a unicorn onesie for me and Ramona. And like, you and me doing it, dear, is cute, but your father and I sitting here, like that's its whole own other fetish. We're not getting into that for a few more years, but we're also like, we're not furries. Let's not. It's not okay.
That's crazy. What about? I have a question. In regards to the internet, social media, do you have a policy with her about internet and getting like a social media account or not, or access to that?
Yeah, social media is off the table for now.
Yay.
Yeah, definitely.
Good, Catherine.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And that will stay that way for a few years yet.
Good.
I know her 13-year-old cousin has joined Facebook in the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, like, it's mostly family members and her few closest friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, that seems like a good example to follow.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, too, like, they need the opportunity to learn how to use these things and learn how to use them properly.
Sure.
But, you can't jump into it too fast.
Yeah.
And now that she is, like, she has her own tablet and she does play some games on there and stuff. And she has, friends in her game. And, she thinks I don't go look. I definitely go look. But the conversations are actually almost, like, comically polite.
Yeah.
So, like, at this point, there's nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah.
Other than she hears about different things and then it'll be like, can I get a Snapchat account? Like, fuck no.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, not a chance, buddy.
Jeez. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's good though. No, because I see kids so young with like phones and like, I'm just like, what the fuck? Let them be kids.
Exactly.
When I was a kid, I was running around in the woods, like,
yeah,
playing like little skits with my friends in the woods and shit.
Yeah.
Like, let them do stuff like that. Get an imagination.
Yeah, or like that you would have to call your friend's house and their mom would answer.
Yeah.
Like all these things. But, obviously our society is different.
Yeah.
But, like we've lost to even the etiquette of like, the child learning to be like, oh, like, hi, Mrs. So-and-so, like, is so-and-so home? Like, they don't even know how to answer. Like, they wouldn't, no wonder, like, people that are like 18 get to a job and like the work phone rings and they just stare at it like confused. It's
like, what is this thing?
Yeah, you didn't have one in your house.
There should be like a class in school about like how to use the phone. Because it gives so many people so much anxiety.
Of course it does.
And like even me still, like I had to call some people today. I'm like doing like some part-time work for an event and I had to call some volunteers to like confirm if they were coming. And the names were like really like crazy Asian names.
Yep.
And I just did not know how to pronounce them. So I like made a script for myself being like, hi, I'm calling from this company to confirm this. I was just like, why am I writing this out? Like this is so... I actually love the phone. Like with friends, I love the phone. Yep. But calling people I don't know is still nerve-wracking to me.
Oh yeah, I never. Mostly because it's like these days too. Because phone calls are like becoming more unexpected.
Yes,
it feels like more of an intrusion.
Yeah, they answer the phone as if we just walked in on them fucking.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
But that's because we have our phones out in places we didn't have phones before.
True. That's very true.
It's like, what do you mean you're calling me while I'm in the middle of dinner at this restaurant? It's like, yes, your phone is in your pocket, sir.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, we were actually talking before the mics came on about the hurricane and having like a social media break or like an internet break. You're pretty good with social media though. Like, you don't seem to be affected. Does it annoy you?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I used to be really heavily reliant on Facebook and things like that. In the last couple of years, I've really tried to dial back.
I love that.
It feels so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you like even when you went on vacation, you're like, You're
Yeah.
like, I'm going on vacation to see the things in person, not
Yeah.
post about them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, A1, like
Yeah.
that's what life should be about.
Yep, and I have a lot of pictures on my phone that I don't bother posting now. Just it's like, okay, cool.
They're for
okay,
you.
Yeah, I don't-
Yeah. And you could if you wanted to.
Sure.
But the point is that when you were in the moment, you didn't take that moment to post.
No,
You took that moment to enjoy it.
exactly.
Like you have a fucking gorgeous sunset in the ocean in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, exactly. Because here's the thing: like in 6 or 7 years, family vacation is going to be a different thing, or like Ramona's going to have a part-time job or whatever, and like we don't have forever with these things.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Time goes by so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's only just gonna get older and more independent.
Yeah. Well, and
More
also too,
independent.
like we're also at the point now too where like we have to model the behavior that we expect. So
Yeah.
like if I'm telling her, you can't bring your tablet or whatever to the dinner table, well, I can't sit there scrolling on my phone through dinner because then I look like an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, and
very
she is very
true.
quick to let me know.
Yeah.
Actually, it's done. Like I won't even ever touch my phone at dinner because it's just like it's not worth it. She has
Should call you out on it.
She has a series of, this is the weirdest thing, she has a series of random phrases that she finds funny, and she'll just keep repeating them until she gets my attention. So it'll just be like, whoop whoop, barbecue contest, grape juice, drink hole, foam face, and then it goes like on and on. Yeah, and it makes no sense to anybody.
I love kids, and they just don't care.
No.
Like we care, like
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't think about the things that we think about.
My favorite is now any sentence that starts with, Mom, I don't mean to be rude, but...
Oh, I love
and like
those.
that's always right before like the rudest fucking thing.
But you look terrible today. There's probably no better mirror than a child.
Oh, absolutely.
I have some water here too to top off.
Oh, perfecto.
If we need it. I'm gonna make another one.
Perfecto.
Fuck it. I'm unemployed. I have no responsibilities. I don't even know.
I also have a feeling that, Cat Fest won't be too emotionally draining tomorrow.
Do you know what the timing is of Cat Fest?
I think it starts, like, it's all day tomorrow. There's
Okay.
different things throughout the day. Now, there's a morning thing. It's, like, definitely, like, kid-oriented. I think even, like, too young for Ramona. It's, like, woozles or something. So I'm like, like, great for younger kids, probably. Or, those who enjoy such reading material.
Oh, I'm excited for Cat Fest. I might try to go.
Yeah, we
can.
may see you there.
Yeah. I mean, lately I've been this is another thing I want to ask you about is like lifestyle and like bedtime. Like I've been staying up till like 4 or 5 lately.
Because you can.
And it is a big problem for my oops. All right. That's okay. We'll just let it stay there.
All right.
Fuck it. Some water for you, Min Min. And it's a big problem. I'm not productive the next day.
No, it ruins it, right?
And I have no idea how to crack this and become more of a morning person. And because I imagine a kid probably helps you quite a bit.
Well, it helps you in that you have to get up. Thank you.
Right.
It didn't make me more of a morning person.
I know, and that's why I love it. I love it.
But I do it because I have to.
God.
But then she goes to school, and the cat and I can come home and have a little nap.
Oh, are you a napper?
I've become a very good napper.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Are your naps long, or do they...
It depends. I've gotten really pretty good at like an hour and a half nap, which
That's perfect.
in my day I can usually swing pretty well. But yeah, it's now, especially because it's getting a little cooler out. It's like, oh, hey, kitty, do you just want to come curl up over here?
Oh, cats are the worst because they're always sleeping. They always make me want to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them and I'm like, you're so cute. I want to join you. Yeah, no, I've been staying up so fucking late and just sleeping so late. Oh, it's such a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I'm actually kind of thinking I might go the extreme route and pull an all-nighter some night. So
Just
I'm
to reset
so
yourself.
exhausted. But then
Yeah.
the key would be not sleeping during the day.
Yeah.
And so maybe I'll do like a 2 or 3 hours or like maybe a 4-hour sleep some night and try to really force myself to get up. But that's the problem. When you
Yeah.
don't have any reason to get up.
Yeah.
Why get
well,
up?
that's the thing. You have to
Why
book
get up?
yourself a reason
Yeah, I gotta
to
book
start
myself a
that,
reason. Maybe a hair appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got up and did something fun, and then too, like your mind would associate it with like, oh, I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually want to get my hair. Ooh, the head rubs. during a hair
Yes.
appointment.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yes, the person that cuts my hair now, where I go now, there's an automatic head and neck massage with every service.
Oh, it's the freaking best.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 more things I want to touch on with you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get your advice for being single lady out in the world, but specifically, we're an hour in. Fuck it. Specifically, one that's trying to get it on, and I'm surrounded by comedians who I can't get it on with.
Right. Yes.
For reasons put on by me by other male comedians who've said
Yeah.
that I cannot do that. So I don't always listen, and I'll still try. But
Well, those boys don't need to tell you what to do.
thank you, Catherine. See, I knew that you'd be the right guest to bring this up with, because I'm trying. Listen, I'm 32. Gotta be fucking more.
Yep.
I'm in the prime. What's supposed to be the prime? I think sexual prime.
Should be.
I think it's around now. 30s.
Yep.
And I'm just kind of I'm friends with a lot of comedians, and other than that, it's the apps, which are terrible.
Right.
Which are terrible. So do you have any tips? Or can you speak from your experience as a single gal out and about as to what I should do to welcome more dick in my life?
Well, here's the thing.
I love this. When a guest leans in, you know it's about to get real.
One thing is, and this is something that I know I'm still bad at, is like, are you somebody that's like when you're out, like, and you might even not think you're on your phone a bunch, but do you end up seeming like you're on your phone a bunch? Because that, I think, is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've even had people like comment on that to me before.
Oh yeah.
So I know that that's something that I still keep doing it anyway. Sometimes I do it knowing that that's the effect because that's the beautiful thing about it.
You don't want to talk to people. Yeah, you don't want to welcome it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually feel you on that because I think that's it's the day and age too. Like when I go out with friends, if they're on their phones,
Then you'll go on your phone.
then I'll go on mine. Yep. Almost like I don't even realize that I'm doing that.
Oh, it's just instinct that like you're sitting across
Reflex.
the table from somebody and they picked up their phone, so you're like, oh yeah, I guess I should check that too.
Yeah, totally a reflex. And it's just, and I almost feel like there should be more social events that go extreme and that like you leave your phone at the door. Like you
Right?
like you literally pay a fee to like lock your phone up for the hour or two that you're out with friends.
Well, now, did Andrew ever tell you the story about us getting yelled at outside New Glasgow because I asked a woman for the Wi-Fi password?
No. What happened?
So we did. This was like last Christmas. We did some gig there, and it was him and I and this comic Francois Weber, and we go to the bar after the show. And I think it was one of those things. Andrew and I didn't really probably actually want to go to this bar at any point, but we went, and as soon as we got there, we're like, oh, we don't want to be here. But the other guy was there, and so we sit down, and we're like trying to be social and have a drink, and of course, I half drunk, like look at Andrew, and I'm like, dude, you know the Wi-Fi password in here? And he's like, no, I've never been here before either. And I'm like, right. But then Andrew, somehow being more social than me in this weird moment, turns to the woman next to us and is like, excuse me, you don't happen to know the Wi-Fi password for my friend here? And then she turned around to us and started yelling at us about, what's wrong with you? You're supposed to come here and live in the moment.
I identify with both of you in that situation.
Yeah, right?
More so you.
Well, like, it was really hard for me to not respond with, like, well, it's people like you that are making me not want to live in this moment.
Yeah. And also, I mean, Wi-Fi is good to be on just in case you do have to use your phone to get a hold of someone or like confirm
You don't know
something
how
or,
much data I used this month, lady?
Oh my God. I went over during the hurricane when and the thing is with the hurricane, like it happened at the end of my data cycle.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I was already close to reaching it anyway, and I usually go over a gig or two thereabouts. But I have a really good plan, so it ends up working out. But I went way over this time. Thank God, kudos waiving the charges.
Yeah.
But I was looked at my bill today, and they're not removed yet, but they will be. But I was just like, oh shit, holy shit.
Really reminded you of what kind of gift they're giving you this month?
Yeah. I was like, oh, thank God. But it's the fucking online dating apps that I just I'll get into swipe mode and I won't and it's really sad because it's like you're just shopping for guys.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
But like you're also like, let's be honest, it's barely window shopping at best. Like you're not even like picking it up and checking out like the lining of the purse or anything like this. You know what I mean? It's
I
just
know.
Like, I don't know. Can't see that on my shoulder.
Can't see that on my shoulder. Oh, the fucking apps are. Just be glad you don't have to deal with them. They're terrible.
I have to say, I do feel pretty pleased about that.
Yeah, they're and that's kind of the thing about dating for me. I'm trying to find ways outside of the apps to like just be open to not trying too hard, but allowing myself to be in opportunities to meet new people.
Yeah, well, I think the way you put it there is just like be open, like just
Yeah.
having the open mindset, being open to interacting with new people when you're out and about.
Yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, without being like, you know, I have to make conversation with somebody, but just let it happen if it happens.
I think you got to go out with like 1 or 2 girlfriends.
Yep.
Not too many guy friends, because
No.
then it might seem like you're with somebody.
Oh yeah, they're the worst.
And like find reasons to talk to people. I don't know. And I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I did watch like Barely's the other night. These 2 like early 20-somethings, and he literally just started off with like, "Oh, hey, are you from like whatever town too?" And then she was just like, "No, actually, I'm from blah blah blah." And then he just rolled with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Well, oh, man, fuck, it's just so fucking hard. And I think it's also hard too because I just don't like bars. This perfect example. I don't like bars as much as I used to. When I went to Beerley's a couple weeks ago, love comedy night at Beerley's.
Yeah, but no, the rest of that night was not a good time.
Flipped over to karaoke. This is, early September, so all the students are back. And fucking, it was just bombarded with people who seemed like they were drinking all day. I don't even know,
But I
it seemed
think
like
it
they
was
were
that
already drunk.
drinking for the first time.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I did hear like some of the things the bartender said that night were pretty spectacular.
Damn.
Like I did hear him tell one woman, no, hon, you can't drink it till you paid for it.
Get me the money, please.
Yep.
Yeah, and I texted you being like, wow, this Beerley's is way different than the Beerley's in the summer, which is typically, I would say, like a mix of ages at karaoke.
Yep.
Anywhere from like, early 20s to 50s.
Totally.
Like it's such a good, and that's what makes it awesome. But then it was just taken over by 19-year-olds, and I was like, ugh, I hate this.
Yeah, no, it was worse.
I'm not opposed to going younger,
Yeah.
but not in this way.
No, not like this.
I bet you've seen some shit at Beerley's in terms of interactions and altercations and
absolutely.
characters mixing together.
Yep. Well, I guess somewhere between your last visit to Barely's and this past Wednesday, one of the mic stands got stolen.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
Who
which
the
is
fuck
like
would
that's
steal
not
a
even
mic
like
stand,
right, but like that's even like minor in the like scale of like Barely's things I've seen.
Yeah.
Like oh God, anything from like people making out in the corner to soiling themselves to
Really?
Multiple times people have soiled themselves.
Like on the dance floor.
Dance floor, in a chair, does anywhere it will do. That's the thing.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I've been at low points in my life. I'm glad it's never been that low.
Well, and like it's lower still than when somebody still has to tell you to leave.
God.
It's like, hey, I know you're real comfortable over there in the corner in your wet pants, but
Oh my gosh. Beerley's.
Yeah.
I love it though.
imagine if those walls could talk.
Imagine. I would love to interview them. But you, okay, so you're the host of Beerley's every Wednesday. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
You've seen comics getting up there doing their first or second sets, people who've been there many, many times. What are some common things, especially for comics starting out, that you notice mistakes they make or things that they do right? Because you've probably seen it all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, everything from the positive to the not so positive. On the kind of more positive spectrum of things, I've seen people who have, displayed great amounts of just solid humanity up there, just being very human about what experience they're having right now, and people actually prefer that. Right?
Oh, interesting. So, like, if it's uncomfortable, they say it's uncomfortable?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I respect that, you know?
I do too.
As long as it's in, like, the right frame, you know? Like,
right.
No, I mean, the opposite, of course, is you get the people that are like, you know, oh, like, blame it on Bearley's, or, like, they, you know, try to act like, well, this place, I guess it's just all this place's fault. It's like, no, it's your fault. Definitely your fault.
Yeah. It's a different environment. Yeah. It's the environment at Bearley's is one of a kind, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I would be the first to say, yes, it is a challenging environment. Like,
yeah.
Nobody's going up there and getting easy laughs.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of it.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And if you're serious about comedy, you should be able to thrive in that environment.
Absolutely. And if not thrive, like, immediately, at least, you know, maybe figure out some steps to take, right?
And don't let it, like you said, don't blame the venue.
Yeah. Yeah, or the audience, or the, you know.
I hate it when comics blame the audience. It's okay to make fun of us, but, like, don't blame us for not.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, especially if, like, say the last 3 comics did well, and then you go up and everything you say tanks, it's not the audience's fault. Like, I'm sorry, it's not the audience's fault.
They're there to laugh.
Yeah.
But then there could be also maybe audiences that just don't laugh at anyone, and then in which case it might be the audience, but you never know.
Every once in a while, like, it certainly can be the audience. You know, I'm not saying that doesn't happen too.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely been some Barely's nights where it's like a quieter crowd or whatever, and like, you know, people have come up to me afterwards, like, apologizing, like, oh, that's all right, like, I'll do better next time. It's like, no, was it like, was it you? Like, you did your best.
Yeah.
You know, it's fine.
I know, seriously though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is challenging because it is a busy, bustling bar. There's pool. There's people drinking.
Yeah.
It's more challenging, but it's also such good, like, it's a buzzing place. Like, you go in there and it's buzzing.
Absolutely.
With energy. Like, I can see, like, if I ever do stand up, I think I would enjoy it because I would probably just feed off that energy. But I can totally understand how people could take that and, like, get more nervous from it.
Absolutely. I can see both sides of it. But, you know, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, you know, just not taking everything so goddamn personally, right?
Right, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah.
Especially because I think people starting out comics might put too much pressure on themselves to, like, kill or crush, which we hate those words.
Oh, for sure.
Words. Yeah. Yeah. We don't like those, especially when you're starting out. Don't use those words.
Nope, because you're not doing either one.
You might still not be doing them.
Nope. Nope.
The humbleness is so important in comedy, I think.
Yeah, that, and, like, just show that you have a little heart, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, if, like, just, you know, even if you didn't do well, if you show me that you cared about doing it.
Right.
Like, that means more to me than, like, if you actually had a great set. Like, if you come in and, like, act like you don't respect the room, or, like, you know, care about, like, showing up on time and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, that bothers me more.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you one to call comics out if they're late?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been known to do that, and, little friendly warning, folks, there might be some anger coming again soon.
Oh, really? Really? Can we dish about this?
Well, I'm not going to get into any particular names. I will say most people have gotten a lot better since I asked them to do a little better at that. Mm-hmm. And then there's still some people that just haven't gotten the message.
Like, not showing up early enough?
Yeah, like, or, you know, I mean, here's the thing too, like, shit happens, right? Like, if you realize at 8 o'clock you're running behind, just send a message and say you're running behind.
Yes.
You know, that's fine.
Like, it's kind of about just keeping you in the loop all the way through.
Yeah, but, like, when something is, like, happens in the space of 65 minutes and there's, like, 8 people involved.
Right.
Like, do require some amount of cooperation for this all to go smoothly. And like I say, most people actually, like, to be fair, in the last year have gotten a lot better at that.
Right.
Which I do really appreciate.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like just those little things. And then typical, it's always like every once in a while, it's like, you know, that gets into like, oh, like, is it okay if, like, I'll book both shows? Or like, is it, you know, okay if I, you know, show up at, like, I can only be here from 9:07 to 9:14. Like, just like, okay, maybe this week isn't for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've been doing this so long, like, you kind of know what works in terms of structure, show structure.
Well, and then that's just it. So, like, anytime that somebody's like, can you, like, make this favor happen? And I'm like, no, sorry. It's like, I'm really not trying to be a dick. It's just like, it's just way too much.
Do you have, like, when you're booking people, do you have, like, backup? Like, so if someone backs out last minute or something comes up, can you then call on other comics that might be, like, might have approached you when you were full?
Oh, yes.
To be like, do you want to come back on?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Yeah, I certainly do have, like, a running mental list of, like, that. Or, you know, I mean, I'll certainly say, like, if I know somebody really wanted to get on a particular week and I couldn't get them on that week, and I've given them, like, the next week.
Yeah.
But then I'll say, like, but look, I know you really want this. So, like, if somebody bails, like, You're my first go-to, like that
Right.
kind of thing.
Oh, that's good.
You know, at least like try to all work together. And then sometimes, you know, it just ends up being that like maybe somebody bails and I do have to just do the time myself.
Yeah. And then you just do more time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, at the end of the day, the show is also my responsibility. So,
Yeah. It's your baby. It is. Other than Ramona, of course. Wait, which came first? The Beerleys came first, right?
Well, yes. Now my roommate started the show before Ramona came into existence. Yes, but yes, I've been taking care of the show for about half of Ramona's life, though. So
That's crazy.
Yep.
Do you think? Okay. Interesting question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you think you'll ever stop doing it, or do you think you'll always do it?
you mean Beerleys or comedy in general?
Beerleys.
Beerleys, I would definitely do as long as I can.
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No, I love it there, and I love the entertainment there.
I can't picture anyone else doing it. Is the thing. Like it's your, it's you. It's Catherine.
No, I mean I thoroughly enjoy getting to do that. I might not be able to keep staying till close at karaoke much longer if the kids keep getting younger, but
I know
that's okay.
I know it's tough.
But I've had my karaoke time.
You do. Oh, I meant to tell you because you did Take Me Home Tonight. Yeah, a couple weeks ago, and then Eddie Money died.
Oh, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
Yeah, very sad.
So I know what I'm going to be singing this Wednesday.
Oh, you gotta sing it.
Definitely.
Oh, you're an 80s. You love the 80s music just like me.
Oh,
Victoria
absolutely.
Welch also loves the 80s music.
Yeah.
And she loves karaoke.
Yeah, she does.
But she's an Oasis karaoke girl.
Right.
So
Which I've never really been to Oasis karaoke.
I haven't either. I'm curious about it because that's an interesting bar.
Yeah.
It's definitely. I have weird memories there because I got dumped there. there's weird emotional energy in those walls.
Look, I couldn't even begin to get into all the things that have happened to me at Bearley's. That is its own separate podcast.
I just can't. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, and because there's probably a part of you too that like you do your show and then you let loose afterwards.
Yep.
Like you turn it off and you can have a fun night.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you've probably had many drunk nights there.
Oh, lots of them. Lots of them.
Have you witnessed any fights between comedians at Beerley's?
No, I don't think anything nothing that's gone more beyond like a slightly heated conversation, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, nothing too crazy. You know, I've certainly seen lots of people get kicked out of there in my day.
Hilarious.
You know, I think my favorite one was a guy smashed a glass against his forehead in the middle of karaoke on the dance floor. Obviously, this guy had a variety of issues. Anyways, so they called an ambulance for him. But here's the thing. They had a busy bar full of people. And so I love that it's almost like mob rule because they called the ambulance to around the corner by the pizza shop instead.
Oh, God.
And as the paramedics are loading the guy in the ambulance, the bartender got his money paid. Then came back in like nothing happened.
Wow.
Yep. And I guess the guy was like, "Oh, I was just trying to have some fun."
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Because, you know, it's super fun when your forehead's bleeding.
That's insane. Imagine God damn. Also, you've probably seen a lot of bad karaoke.
I've definitely seen a lot of bad karaoke, but I've also seen a lot of really good karaoke.
I think the good karaoke there outweighs the bad.
Definitely.
Because more often than not, I'm there and I'm like, holy shit, these people could be like auditioning for The Voice. Like,
there are a lot of very, very good singers.
Yeah.
But then the ones that are bad are like spectacularly bad.
Yeah.
And then that's usually, I'm like, I'm going to go outside now.
So I get such secondhand embarrassment.
Oh.
And similarly, when I see bad stand-up sets, secondhand.
Yes. Yes. And do you not also feel like, how is this not embarrassing you right now?
Yeah. But it's never noticeable. That's the thing. I feel like whenever I see someone bombing, it never, unless they actually start like insulting the audience and stuff, in which case I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, of course.
They never seem like they're thrown off. But I think that's just because what we notice as audience, like, we're our own worst critics. So, like, you could get off stage going, oh, I fucking did this and I did that. Like, it's never as noticeable in the audience. But on that note of, like, bombing and, like, new comedians and stuff like that, do you have any tips for new people who want to do comedy or maybe are just getting started in comedy? Because you've seen it all. You've seen, you know, everything. So, anything people, like, can do to, like, gain that confidence? up there when they're first starting out? Because it's scary.
It is, and I don't know of any other way personally other than just like keep doing it.
Yeah.
To like get accustomed to it.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing I would say is watch as much as you can of the pros.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's really
So
cool to have
important.
your peer buddies that are like working on the same level as you. And that's great. But like you do still need to go out to the pro shows and see what the pros are doing, see what those people that are doing at levels ahead of you to know where you need to go.
Right.
Because I mean, if you're only ever watching comedy at a certain level, then you kind of forget what the next level looks like.
Right. So go to pro shows.
Yeah.
I mean, open mics are good because it's kind of a mix, but it's mostly amateur. But go to Yuck Yucks. The
Well, that's
Yuck
just
Yucks they're so good. People coming in through there, and you're gonna see people who aren't just from Halifax.
Yep. See different styles.
Different
And
styles.
make connections with those people because too, like every comic's probably gonna have like a different answer to all these things. But that's the thing is
But
like
everyone seems to answer that, which is just keep doing it.
Yeah.
I have yet to interview someone to say otherwise. That it's because it truly is a muscle.
Oh yeah.
It would be like learning guitar. Like you're not going to be a good guitar player unless you practice every single day.
Well, or like thinking, I mean, you do your show every week. If you suddenly took 6 months off, it's not like you don't know how to do your show again, but you would feel a little bit like,
Rusty.
oh yeah, how do I do this again?
Yeah, a little rusty.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel rusty with comedy, like whenever you take vacations or?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that I do find like challenging. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like, it's good because usually by the time I get to that summer vacation point, I am kind of ready to just like, I just need to not see all these people for a week.
Do you ever get like bored of your jokes?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
All the time.
I always wonder that because I kind of see it like a band with a set list.
Yep.
Like playing the same songs. Like, fuck, do I gotta do Wagon Wheel again? Fuck me. Like,
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah. Like there are sometimes those moments it's like, okay, fuck, I guess I'm doing this.
right.
Yeah. Because,
Yeah.
in a professional situation, you should ultimately be choosing the material that the audience wants to hear as opposed to what you want to do. And
That's
sometimes
very
those are two very different things.
Yeah. But it is also like total muscle memory because you're probably just so used to performing it that it almost becomes like, okay, I'm in character mode now. Let's do this. Check it off.
Oh, I can even
Yeah.
feel physically different when I go into jokes like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's just like this, like, oh yeah, this is it, everything's all loosey goosey.
I love that. One thing I wonder about you is do you have any plans to ever do? Have you ever done an album?
I've recorded. I have not actually put it out.
Really?
Yeah, no, I did record about 2 years ago. And then of course, a bunch of kind of stuff went down. And then I just kind of haven't revisited yet. So
Oh, interesting.
one of these days it will happen.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that today. I'm like, why doesn't Catherine have an album? You should have an album. Do you have any like big time comedy goals?
Not as big as, like,
Some people?
yeah, like, oh, like I want to do this thing, or like, I don't know. I think if you like, I mean, yeah, all those things are cool, but if you just kind of love doing it because you love doing it, like,
Yeah.
I'm every bit as happy, like, having 3 weekends out of the month busy, going to this place, that place, and,
Seriously, though.
doing my thing.
Yeah. And I think the majority of comics say just that.
Yeah.
That whatever happens would be a bonus. But like, really, I think most people want to get to the point where they're doing it full time, like yourself, or like relying on it. Like, they have steady income coming in
Exactly.
from comedy. I think that's the goal for most people.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like last year when Kenny Robinson was here, and I mean, he's a legend of Canadian comedy who's, been doing it for like 35, 40 years. And one of the things I remember him saying to me when we were hanging out was just like, talking about, the ups and downs of the business. And he was just like, but I paid for my kids,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
growing up, and I paid it with this. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, man.
And that's the end goal.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
That is so neat. But it really truly must take some fucking hustle to get there. It's just crazy. Like the amount of like self-motivation.
Yeah.
Because you're really self-motivating every day.
You
to
have
book
to.
gigs.
Yeah.
Go out and get work. I mean, and I think especially with you, like where you've gotten to the point where you have a weekly show, like you at the very least have a weekly show.
Yes, which is fantastic.
That's your
At least-
minimum.
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Yeah, and then I just have to build every week from there, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And you've been doing Tinder Tales. How have you been
Yeah.
liking Tinder Tales?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The first 2 shows were excellent. They were basically sold out. Excellent, a lot of fun. This one, I'm staying out of because this topic is, I think, basically back to school romance.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, which
okay.
I'm super stoked because Andrew's doing it,
I love that.
and I feel like I know some of the stories he's gonna tell.
I think it's loss of virginity. I think, which is gonna
So
be
I'm
quite
stoked for that.
fascinating.
But yeah, no, those have been really, really cool shows, and it's been doing really well for the club too. Right?
It's been so much fun, and I love it, and I love hearing kind of fresh new stories from you guys.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a good writing exercise too because it is, sometimes the theme, it is a theme show to begin with, but then sometimes even within the theme it changes.
I want to be at the Valentine's Day one. Oof, that'll be a good one.
Oh my God, yes.
Valentine's Day Tinder Tales or
Yes.
February Tinder Tales. And I'm so glad because they're doing them monthly now, right?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Yep. I know they're booked on the calendar at least through to Christmas, and I assume if it keeps going, and then I don't know why they wouldn't keep doing it through the winter.
Oh man, I think it would be cool. And I suggested it to Emma Wilkie. I don't know if she'll take it or not, but doing live Tinder profile commentaries from comedians.
Yeah.
Something in between the sets.
That would
Have
be
a
funny.
comedian come up and get a volunteer from the crowd. Give the comedian their phone.
Yeah.
And have the comedian go over the profile.
Yeah.
I think that would be so fucking funny.
That would be pretty great.
But they would have to be it's almost like you'd have to vet the people beforehand to be are you okay with this? Are you okay to be made fun of?
yeah. You have to, those people would really have to understand what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be a really fun thing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that they should do that. Tinder Tales. Do you have anything else coming up on the books you want to plug?
Let's see. I'm going to be back at Halifax Yuck Yucks.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, on the 26th and the 28th of September, because Travis Lindsay is headlining.
Ding, ding. I'll be at the
Yeah.
Thursday show. I already booked my tickets with Daniel.
Nice.
He's put me down. I'm actually bringing a fan of the podcast. She's seen all of y'all on
cool.
Intoxicated, and she's like, I was going to go alone. I was like, no, you come with me.
Oh, fun.
Let's go.
Nice.
So that's amazing. So it's you. So are you hosting or are you?
Yeah, I'm hosting, and Andrew Vaughn is middling.
And Travis Lindsay
Headlining. Fine.
I almost want to call that show the 3 Pillars show. The 3 Pillars of the Halifax Comedy Scene. I'll fucking say it. I think that's very much the case.
Aw.
And that's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, no.
You guys gotta get drunk after.
That
or
is
something.
as soon as I found out that Andrew was on it too, I was like, Baby Boys for headlining weekend. We gotta do something.
Gotta do something. And you've obviously headlined there, haven't
Yeah.
you? And Andrew has.
Yep.
So finally,
Yeah.
Travis. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, so I'm super stoked for him, and yeah, it's gonna be a super fun show.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So this should come out. So actually, where's the calendar? I'm so bad with dates and knowing when is what. But I think that. So yeah, this will come out the week before.
Oh, perfect.
So people get tickets for that show. I actually think the Saturday's already sold out.
That would be amazing.
So
Yeah.
let's sell out the Thursday too.
Yeah.
Because Thursday nights at Yucks, they can be hit or miss.
Yes, but if it's a good crowd, it's a lot of fun, and sometimes it's
Yeah.
more fun than Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. The days of the week and the vibes from the audience.
Yep. Well, the people that are going to come out on Thursday night tend to be a little more loose, right? Because if you're willing to go out and drink on a Thursday night, maybe you don't care about Friday so much.
And see comedy.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely I've been there when it's been really small, but you're right. It can also be good in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got to get tickets for that. And
Definitely.
Catherine, where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at RobertsonC83.
See a bunch of kitty photos.
That's right. On Twitter at CRobertson. And you can check out my website, CatherineRobertson.ca.
Oh, you got I never checked out your website. I'll have to check
yeah.
that out. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So you put tour dates up in there and stuff?
Yep. Yeah,
Dates?
I do need to update some dates on there. Gotta get my web guy on it, dear Brent.
Oh, that's amazing. That you even have that. That's fantastic.
Oh, yes, I'm very lucky. In our house, we pool our talents and share well we can.
That's fantastic. Guys, Catherine, thank you so much.
Thank you. This is always a blast.
And hopefully you'll be back for another live stream.
I hope so.
I hope to get those back up and running. But guys, check out live comedy. Like every Wednesday, Beerly's. Catherine will be there.
Come hang out with me.
As long as she's not on Tinder Tail, she'll be hosting. And like any open mic in the city, there's tons.
Yes,
Tons.
every night pretty much.
Every night except Thursday.
Yeah, I mean Thursday, Friday, Saturday, not so much, but like
Not
there's
so
still
much.
shows every night of the week.
Yeah, you got to get out and see these people who I drag on the podcast and bare their souls and tell me way too much about their personal lives.
We love it.
But thanks so much, Catherine.
Thank you.
Bring it in for another cheers.
Cheers.
And we're gonna drink.
That's right.
And then we're gonna ring the bell. Oh, the bell is so great.